So I just got finished hunting down the most useful 3D prints that I could find online, and I'm going to share them with you in this video. Let's start off with this. So these two prints actually go together to create some storage that you never would have thought of. At least I didn't, but I'm glad I found it. This is a shelf for the top of your monitor, which for me will allow me to use that space as a display to free up extra space in my office for actual practical stuff. The way that it works is there's a lip on the front of this that will hold onto the front bezel of your monitor, and then this bit will rotate round and click into place to hold the support on the back of your monitor. So make sure you find the rotation before you fully click these into place. But once you've found the right rotation, all you need to do is click it into place, and now you have access to store whatever you want on top of these on top of your monitor. But these print super fast, and because of the design of them, you don't use a lot of filament either, so definitely something that is going to be useful for a lot of people. So this little 3D print that nearly didn't make the cut is going to keep your house clean, but also for the guys out there, say if you're being told off a couple of times from the missus every now and again. Don't ask me how I know. But this is a simple design of a bucket with a handle and a couple of fins, and what it allows you to do is put it up against a worktop or unit counter, and then when you've got like crumbs and mess, or if you've done crafts and you've got all the little pieces of paper, you just scrape it straight into there, empty it into the bin, and they do not end up all over the floor. That's the bit that you're going to get told off for, right? Now this prints in a lot less time than I would have expected for the size of it, especially considering it is fully print in place. There's no gluing, there's no attaching. It is all just press print, lift it off, and it is ready to use. So get one out, put it in a convenient place that you will use it, and it's definitely going to have some value. Speaking of convenience, these have just finished, and these are something that you can never have too many of. These are clothes pegs. Clothes pegs, normal ones with the little springs, break all the time. They're a freaking nightmare. They are just junk. These ones are solid and chunky and just clip over the actual washing and don't need springs. A spring is just a fault point. You go through so many of them. These ones are game changers. Not only do they actually have the little clip here so you can just peg the stuff on top, they also have a hook that allows you to hook them on, meaning you can hang things like jeans and pants fully without them being folded over the top, because when you fold them over, they don't dry as quick. This is a way more convenient way to do it. Clothes pegs just vanish all the time. They're like socks. You put them in the dryer, where the hell have they gone? Clothes pegs are exactly the same. They either snap the second you take them off the line, or they just disappear. I don't know if the birds are taking them or whatnot, but someone's definitely taken the clothes pegs. So print some more of them, but print these good quality, chunky, thick ones, and you won't have to do it again, at least probably not for a long time. So another tiny but super fast and convenient 3D print is this little hook here. This is actually a sunglasses or regular glasses holder that you can attach to any car. As long as you have a sun visor, which I don't see why you wouldn't, you can just slide this over the top of there and then clip your sunglasses or regular glasses into there so you always know where they are. Now, a lot of cars do come with glasses holders, but I'm actually going to be putting this on the passenger side in our car, because while I was driving the other day, we noticed that I had a spot for my glasses, but the missus didn't have anywhere to put hers. So this is going to now sit on there, and it gives her a little place to clip her sunglasses. And I like that it sits underneath your sort of visor, so that all you need to do is like, the sun's in my eyes. You pull your visor down and there's your glasses as well. And of course, if you need glasses to drive, you'd probably already have them on your face anyway. So I'm going to assume these are very likely for sunglasses. Do people have glasses just for driving? Is that a thing? If it is, let me know in the comments. So it's that time of the video again where I say, if you have enjoyed the video or found something useful, please do click subscribe. The channel's growing crazy fast. We may even hit 10K before Christmas. So let's get back to the video. It's completely empty. Did you think I was going to tip coffee everywhere? This is a mug tree, and I needed the cup to show you guys how it works, even though you probably have an idea, right? This is actually something I've never had in the kitchen before, and I was very interested when I saw it and thought, you know what, that's a really cool design. I can now hang all the mugs on here, and if you have a smaller kitchen, less cupboard space, I suppose, I guess the main reason for this would be to free up the cupboard space with all the mugs. But the main reason I've printed it is because we just have way too many to fit into one cupboard. So now we can get our favorite ones and place them on here and have them very easily accessible around the coffee making area, right? So to me, this actually does have some pretty good value. The only thing I did think about, like I said, I've never had them before, is I guess you would probably only put the ones you use a lot on here. Would you not collect dust? Because to me and the missus will use like the same few cups each time, but I guess if you use them often enough, you're not going to get dust collected in them. But let me know in the comments, do you guys use one of these? Not the mug, the tree? And if you do, let me know why you prefer this over just using a cupboard. Maybe again, it's just because you have more space. Here's a super useful 3D print that you probably didn't expect to be in here, and it is a fishing line respooler or helper. It's going to help you put fishing line onto your reel very easily. So This bit clamps to your desk or wherever you can actually clamp it to, and then you can sit the new line reel on top of here and allow yourself to reel it onto your reel super easily. Now, the best part of it, this bit is insanely clever, because I thought, yeah, but it's going to be really loose. You slide this on the top, get some tension on the reel by pushing this down against it, and then tighten it up, and that way when you reel it on, you can still get that tightness that you need to make sure it doesn't tangle up the first time you cast it out, right? You still need a little bit of tightness to make sure it wraps on really nicely. This just means that you no longer have to like hold it with your feet or whatever you used to do, and you can just have it on here, have the tension. So convenient, man. It is the prints that solve issues like this that I absolutely love, and when I come across things just like this, I'm so glad that I have, and whoever designed this, cracking idea. What a freaking genius, clever thing to do. Regardless, I'm glad I found it. Mind blown by this design overall. This is something that I can't show you guys B-roll of because it's not for me. I've printed this out for another family member, and it is such a clever thing. Like when I was like, yeah, I can make that. What? These are bed slats. You know, like the wooden slats that you get for beds? You can print the plastic holders for them. What? Like these break all the time, right? The ones that you get with the beds are so flimsy and crack and break all the time, and it's just not a good experience when you're losing bed slats. So having these available to just 3D print, and look, they're perfect. They come with a little bit on the bottom, you just slot them in. Holy hell, they actually work. So I've printed a ton of these out. I'm gonna give them over to that family member. And bed slats, I'm just constantly blown away with the things that of course you can 3D print to fix that. Like, of course you can. I don't know. It's so good. So this next one is going to come with a few I told you so's, because I've stopped using glue sticks on my print beds, and I appreciate the I told you so's because I've learned something and my experience with it is a lot better. Not using glue sticks gives us a few things, right? My bed adhesion is actually better now, and you don't get all the gunk from the glue stick on the bottom of the actual thing, so my print beds are always clean. It's gonna look better in videos as well, but I now need one of these. This is a bed scraper, because without the glue stick, which actually acted as a releasing agent, a lot of the little tiny pieces quite often do get stuck very, very well, and this just helps you get that off. I do think that I need to find a better version of this because I printed it in PLA just to test it real quick. PLA is not strong enough and it does kind of bend. So I do plan on printing one of some very high quality tough filament that I've got, which will be coming in a video soon. But if you don't have one of these and you don't use glue stick, then definitely get yourself one. And also if you're like me and you've always printed with glue stick just on the bed, give it a go without. Honestly, you may see an improvement as well. So this is one that my missus saw on like Facebook Shorts, YouTube Shorts, whatever they are, right? TikTok, I don't know. Either way, she saw it and said, can you 3D print this? And I was like, yes, because that is literally 3D printed. And here it is. This is a wrapping paper dispenser, but not only good for Christmas, good for birthdays or whatever else you need to wrap things with. And all it does is clamp to your desk, and then you put the paper between them, and it just lets you dispense it and get that hands-free that you need to be able to like properly wrap stuff and not juggle things around. You can cut the paper way easier. You can, it's so smart and clever. For something that prints so fast and solves some issues, again, this is the same thing that I was saying before. If something prints quick, it doesn't cost much in filament, but it actually solves an issue, then I mean, I'm all for it. So if you are someone who wraps a lot of presents, I don't because I'm terrible at it, or maybe your partner's the one that wraps all the presents, consider printing this out for them because it is super useful. So not to complain, but lately I've had car issue after car issue after car issue. Anyone else? But I needed the funnel because I've had a coolant leak in my car and I've been spilling stuff all over the place because when you got the full bottles, it's a nightmare, right? And rather than nipping out, because I can't, the car doesn't drive without the coolant, I 3D printed a funnel at home so that the next time I can actually not spill it all over the place and waste it. But these are super cheap to buy out anyway. But I mean, if you can 3D print one in such a short amount of time and for very little cost, this is definitely one of those useful prints that is just worth getting your hands on. Funnel doesn't need really any explanation, but if you don't have one in your car for oil, for coolant, for anything that you're tipping in, it's super useful. I mean, these are useful for loads of other things as well. Just don't use it for anything edible because, you know, PLA 3D printing, wouldn't recommend it unless you have food safe grade stuff maybe, but even then that's a bit of a topic too. But yeah, get yourself a funnel, really useful. Speaking of cars, here's one that is super fast and very convenient. Don't worry about the print quality, it's on me. I didn't get the print settings right, but regardless, this is designed to hook onto the back of your headrests in the car, meaning that you can have a actual hook to rest things on, and the way that it's designed with the way that the layers actually go through this makes it ridiculously strong, like super strong. So it will hold your heavy shopping, and that sort of stuff, but also many other things. You could even print 1 for both sides or 4 for both chairs, and then you can run things along there like fishing rods or whatever else, like camping stuff or whatever. I don't know, anything that offers stories that I wouldn't normally take advantage of, I'm happy with. Okay, so this wasn't a fishing video, but I guess because we looked up the other thing and Bamboo's recommended it, but this is a fish hook remover. And you can buy these in like fishing shops and stuff. They're a few pounds here and there, like a pack or whatever, but to be able to 3D print them is absolutely cheaper. And this is the great thing about 3D printing, right? You find something that you will buy every now and again, but you can just 3D print it, and it's just something that you wouldn't think of until you're in a position where you're like, yeah, I actually need this. So I appreciate Bamboo showing me it, and let's move on to the next one. Moving on, we have another tiny little print, and I've printed a couple of these out because I find them super useful, and there's many uses for it. This is actually just a cable tidy, but because it has a couple uses that I could think of, and the way that it's designed, I wanted to include it in this video. The way this works is you can thread cables through both sides of here, and you can have them like all nicely coiled up and then clip them together. And once you click it together, it'll hold nicely so that, you know, there's no worry about it coming off unless you want to actually pry it open yourself. The locks on these are really good. So while I can keep like your phone chargers and stuff all nice and tidy, and your earphones so that they don't get tangled into those massive messes, they can also be incredibly useful for cable management. And I'm going to print a few more of these off and use it to organize all of my PC cables. Because the clips are actually so good and the way that they're designed, you can use these to keep all of your cables really well organized, and all you need to do is click them together and slide them along to wherever they need to go. And honestly, cable management is not my strong point when it comes to computers, so this is definitely something I'm going to take advantage of. So now we have a way bigger and longer to print thing, but it is absolutely worth every single bit of material and time, in my opinion. This here is a 3D printable car tray. Now the way this works is you get these two pieces here in the smaller pieces, and they slot in the middle and then connect this whole thing together. Once joined together, you'll be left with a full-size tray that can hook around your steering wheel in your car, and it rests super well and allows you to use this if, say, like you're on your lunch break at work and you want to sit in your car, or if you go camping and you need some sort of like, you know, space to eat your lunch or whatever. Don't use this while driving. I don't think that needs to be said, but you just constantly balancing little things around and put them in small places, whereas this just allows you to pop it up and have a full working table with cup holder, by the way, to be able to enjoy your actual meal properly. Or even if you are using it as like a workstation while in the car or something, you can use this and it is absolutely useful. Yes, it takes a decent amount of time to print and a good amount of filament too, but I printed it in PETG so that it has extra strength, and personally I like to get out fishing and camping as much as I can, and so having something like this in the car will absolutely have some value. Now here is a functional 3D print that is just absolutely genius. This is a full bag of coffee beans, but look at this, right? This little clip holds the bag tied nice and sealed, right? And then also this allows me to tip coffee beans out into the grinder whenever I need, and we just have a lid to fasten it back up on top. It is completely sealed. It works on any single bag, and it means that you can constantly tip it out. Just like it's like having cereal with a screw lid. This would work on cereal. I just realized this is not just for coffee. This would work on cereal. Holy crap. This is genius. This holds together basically any bag, gives you a screw lid to open up there and tip anything out, and keeps it sealed again straight after. There's no gap in there. No coffee beans are going to come out. Imagine if it tipped everywhere. No coffee beans are going to come out or anything. This is absolutely great. It didn't take long to print at all. And if you are someone who uses coffee beans and grinds them down, then definitely print this one out, because you don't have to fold the bag over anymore, use any regular clips or anything. This just basically treats it like a container, and I absolutely love it. I don't know, but whoever designed this, holy crap, you're a smart person. So it's a new day with a new print, and I need a haircut. But speaking of hair, which isn't that relevant, this is actually a tool that you can use to take hair out of hairbrushes. Now you guys don't want to see the b-roll of this in action, but basically you put it through the bristles of the brush, lift the hair out, and nice and easy. But either way, it's super easy, fast and useful print, not much else to talk about. And then we have this, which is full of all the stuff that you've just seen, but we don't want that right now. This is a under desk drawer, the second one that I've actually printed, because I printed one in the past and it has been super useful, so I decided to 3D print another one. Again, I can't have enough storage in here, and having these drawers under my desk to access all the tools and little pieces that I actually use here and there is very, very convenient. I leave stuff all over my desk all over the place, especially while making these videos, and having extra storage like this that I can just quickly pull the drawer out, put stuff in, and keep everything organized in a better way is just always something that, you know, I'm going to be very happy to have. And under desk drawers can be quite pricey, but if you just print them yourself, then, I mean, pretty damn cheap.